Greetings, queens and kings. If you're stopping by, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, please know that when you subscribe to my channel, you are greatly appreciated for every video on my page that you view, every like, every comment, and definitely every share. You are appreciated. So jump in here. Let's, discuss seriously on some of the topics that we talk about on any of my content videos, whether it's show related or just personal life. Just get in here and share, and we can learn from one another. Now, was this week a doozy or not? Lord, Andi, I hope you did not kill this man. Whew, but guess what? It may be a blessing in disguise, girl. Come on, family. Let's get into it. Now here we have Fatima. She's going crazy talking, trying to call Andi and reach out and see where she is. And she was like, well, I was a little busy. She said, yeah, I can tell from the way you walked in here. But girl, Gary is being investigated by the FBI. And she's like, no, for some Ponzi fraud scheme with the money. She was like, Gary is an astute businessman. After all she's been through with Gary for the longest, being heavily involved with this man and him buying you a condo and an Ashton Martin Rolls Royce. Let me tell you something, sweetie. You are very closely in this mess. So now she's freaking out. She don't know what to do. And yeah, the astute businessman, my behind, Fatima, like he is a high class scammer, big time. He ain't crap. So yeah. And she's trying to see, Andi, like, well, I haven't been with him for a while or whatever. And she got into, everything that he got you. So yeah, you involved. Especially if he got it with that money. Now, Hayden over here, like saying, they questioned me and, I told them everything I knew. So Fatima pissed off like you a snitch. She was like, no, but, just know you was just as close to Gary. I told them all I dealt with Gary was business. She said, well, me too. She said, no, if anybody was close to him, it was you. So, him and Fatima got to go at it. But he was like, but this is one time when we have to, we in this together. You know what I'm saying? We can help each other out. Like, don't see each other as enemies. I'm like, yeah, y'all black behinds better join forces. Shoot, when they come, just like he said, you make white men nervous when you messing with their money. They're going to throw somebody up under the bus. So, yeah, this time we on the same team. So he was like looking at them like, I got these chicks just where I want them. But, yeah, at this point, they better look out for each other. Now, here we go with Tony. And I don't know, every week I'm wondering with him. Yeah, he seems to be concerned with her after just 3 short months on her well-being and her getting therapy. Because he says he got it too. So he's like, baby, get the therapy, do right, blah, blah, blah. And seem to be, much into her. But at the same time, I don't know, Tony seems to treat her like a sex object. And I want to know why they don't show her at his house. And I don't like the fact that he just bounced out of there without helping her clean, knowing the therapist is coming last minute. You would think he would be considerate enough to stay and help her clean. No, he didn't even put on his shoes the way he flew out of there. And she like, really? You can't even put it on your shoes? I'm like, I thought that was kind of tacky. Put in the comments what you thought about that. So she comes by, the therapist. So, she's a little nervous, but hey. She'll get through it. Now, here you go, Pam, talking about social media about Karen's, grand opening, how she's trying to get her some followers. And she's like, listen, I don't want to deal with a whole bunch of strangers, eat my food, drinking my liquor. And I was like, you exactly right, Karen, because that's what they're going to do. I want, people that she's close to there. She doesn't want anybody there. So she's telling her, yeah. And so all of a sudden, the lights go out. So Karen's like, oh, my God, what's going on? This is my grand open. Well, Karen comes up in here with this little attitude and saying, well, you may not have, a grand opening. And she's saying, why? Because she's saying, well, your check didn't go through. It didn't clear. And Karen couldn't believe that because at first she thought it was just maintenance. And she was like, no, it had to be a mistake. She's like, oh, okay, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was a mistake, but how you going to fix that mistake? And she like, right here, right now. This chick, she said, don't worry, you get your money tomorrow. I said, this white woman looking in your black mouth and she don't believe nothing that's coming out of there. Okay, nothing at all. She was like, oh, Missy, you ain't gonna have nothing. Run up my coins today. She was like, you'll get your money today. And I'm like, damn, this heifer is cold-blooded because she don't care about your business. The way she said it, was very condescending. Like a black woman, yeah, salon, let's see how long this lasts kind of attitude. So that was that. So now, Gary trying to call out Hayden. He reaching out to everybody about this mess. He said, listen, I don't want to talk to you. I'm done. I shouldn't even be on this phone with you right now with them probably listening. And he was like, you little weasel or whatever he called them. See, I knew you wasn't talking all of this smack. And he was like, yeah, you little man. That's who I'm talking to. And I'm like, see, he very disrespectful, Hayden. I hope you see Gary for who he is. I'm sick of you. And then he said, and you got to go or something slick. And I'm like, yo, Hayden, what is Missy doing here? Where has she been? Tamara pops up at Hayden's office like it's not nothing. Now, you like Andi right now because you know her for what she is and you still accepting her. So you in Andi's shoes right here in reverse, Hayden. And this is Gary. Now, she playing you. You know her background. You know she was a plant, but you still want it because you're butt horny and you want somebody. Poor Hayden. So now, she's in there being nervous. Andi trying to figure out what's going on. So Fatima wanted to check on her. She said, yeah, she is getting a little scared. Look at her face. Like, this man is going to tie him to me. I've been closely tied to him for the longest. And I've got some high price gifts. And I thought he was something that he's not. Gary is a freaking scammer. And so she said, you better come up with a response and answer. Because it's getting serious. And she said, are you dealing with the case as far as, the arbitration mediation with Zach and family court? And she says, oh, she didn't speak to some guy that she was supposed to speak to. But I'm going to get this through because she knows how important it is to her and Zach. And she was like, yeah, come on, like, get it together, Andi, because, Michael has to get away from Heather. So she says, I know. But right now, all of this with your situation, Fatima, and the feds, no, you're not in the position she in. Because best believe everybody that was connected to Gary in any way, shape, or form when it comes to finances are going to be questioned. And that's including you, Fatima, because you Andi's assistant and you work there too. And who knows how much they've been listening with cameras or microphones in that place and know you don't like Gary and why you don't like him because you said some snippy stuff around the office towards him. So, yeah, everyone is going to be questioned in this thing. So, now the therapist is over. And Danny's like, trying to tell her why she's there. And it's because of the mimosas she drunk. It makes her talk too much, saying that she wants therapy. And even before you had the mimosas, you knew you needed to go to therapy. You had agreed to do that. So it's not just the mimosas. It's the fact that you're dealing with something that you have to deal with. But tell me why you got to see your therapist with your boobs and your tatas out. Danny, anybody notice that? Like, I can't even concentrate on your face this episode because of those things blazing. I'm like, that another reason why that negative attention that you get from your actions, Danny, is painting a picture and why you need therapy. What is it? Because having that out to your therapist, you could have sweats in a t-shirt. That was like a little overdoing it, even though I know you're going by Karen's, but I'm just saying you could have changed after. I just thought it was a little too much. But the lady said, don't waste my time if you feel you got to want this with therapy, not just because of your friends. And she asked her about the relationship with your friends. If they thought enough of you to all say it, then maybe this is something you can do. So she told her, you can call me, even if it's just to talk. So Andi said, yeah. And she left. But put in the comments, you notice she got a phone call. Who do you think? You think that was Preston calling or Tony calling? Because she didn't answer one way or another. So, listen, that was, this scene right here. I'm like, you've been in a serious situation over something like this. You got Karen over there over your shoulder looking at you, all in your business, and you talking to somebody personal about personal things. You should have learned from Maurice that leave that outside and have Rich come back, because that wasn't a good look. I don't think he should have brought that to your job. Now, Karen here with the guy returning the stuff that Pam ordered, this bull semen, with her credit card, Karen's credit card, and you wonder why she almost got put out of her salon because you stealing from her, Pam. That was absolutely crazy to me. Put in the comments if you thought that was insane. I don't care how you close with your boss. You stole her money that was a part of her mortgage for this property. That was not cool. And I would not let that fly that easy. That was wrong. She said, next time you want to order something, you do it with your money, not mine. She took that very lenient on you, Pam. And I'm like, chill, Karen, wait until you have this baby before you staring hard and flirting with this man. Girl, bye. So then now they at the shop. Danny, the first one, pull up, and she's, pissed off because where's my girls? And I'm saying to myself, Karen, but don't they work, sis? Everybody work. This was after work, I know. Sabrina had to wait till she get off the bank. Bankers hours like after 3 or whatever. Some banks now they later. So everyone has a job. Andy's at work. The only one that wasn't at work was Danny. So I don't know why she's so mad. But she explained, Sabrina, when she came in, that she asked for Richard's sperm, and she was like, yeah, she wanted, because she's thinking about children and her future and who she's gonna have it with, and she really wants children. So she's looking like, even if it's, I don't know, would she want to have a child on her own and just take his sperm, or she want to have it the natural way? I don't know. But children is something she want to have. And if she does, she shouldn't have to compromise if he doesn't. Now, Karen's pissed off. And so she's telling him, I don't want to hear this about y'all drama. You got a lot going on. You ladies, I guess I got to get you some wine because of the whole Fatima thing. And I'm like, Karen is still jealous of Fatima, even though she claims it's not. So now here go cheesing behind Zach. And I'm like really pissed off with him so far this season, because he's like overboard when it comes to the situation with these babies, especially when it comes to Karen, because you haven't found out that this child is yours. You just know that Aaron isn't. So that doesn't say, because Karen never had your DNA. But now all of a sudden, he is really for Karen being the father of Karen's baby. But I'm glad mom set him straight. Like, you're confusing her. You have to stop this. No flowers. Just text her congratulations. You do too much, Zach. Like, come on. This woman's still in love with you. Why would you put yourself in that situation? Now, here's Ding Dong here, number 2. She up here talking about flowers and freaking wine that you even shouldn't be drinking was enough to have you here talk to him after sniffing his girlfriend's drawers. After, no, not just that, being engaged with 3-4 other women besides you, boo. And that's enough for you to still stand by your man. Duh. And he just playing you. Oh, I also got you your favorite food. Yes, darling. Is that enough? Pulls the food out. I'm like, is this hot? You don't care to burn your child's mother near her pregnant belly with your child? Isn't it supposed to be hot food? You would think, right? Because it's liquid. But I guess it wasn't so hot because she spilled it in her lap, and, makes this freaking mess after he's like, I need you. Oh, you mean so much to me. I mean, if he didn't sound like he was acting when he was up there talking to her, if y'all noticed, it was insane. I'm like, you are a straight up demon. Now, he made the mess, telling her, oh, go down the hallway and get cleaned up, while he goes in her purse and takes all her credit cards. And did y'all notice he didn't flip the card up to get the CV number? But we notice it's TV. We get so technical, right? We look at every little thing. But he took the pictures of all her cards. All he wants is her money. Puts it back and now waits like, oh, my darling, let me sit here and wait. I feel so bad. He pulled out tissue and everything. I feel so bad. I'm like, you devil. So then Karen snips the ribbon of the grand opening of her new salon. I forgot to name that quick. What's the name of that salon? So, so they really congratulating her, saying how they happy for her, thanking Pam for being there, helping for her while in their absence, of course. And Pam's like, yes, thank you. So, turned out to be pretty nice. So, they all, Andi, I guess talking about her whole situation. And then they's making a little small talk, and Pam leaves when Karen comes. They want. She said that they want to talk to her in the back. The guest. So they talking to her, and she's thanking them for showing up, and saying how great everything was. Of course, she's pissed because they wasn't there to help her on time, but it turned out great. And then she talked about how somebody should be there, and then that's Zach. And little do she know, I am his child mother. All I've been through carrying his child. I'm like, okay, Karen, let's find out. But yeah, so they like Sabrina's look on her face, like, here we go with Zach again. But yeah, so now she just it turned out to be a great event, so I'm happy, and I hope everything in the long run works out for her when it comes to her shop and the payments and her finances. I hope she can hold on to it, and she's really feeling the pressures of being alone as a single mom. I get it, Karen. I can relate to you with that, and it is a struggle, and you tend to be vulnerable and sensitive to those things. Now Fatima called Andi and let her know that they mentioned your name, girl, so get your butt to this office. And now Rich comes to talk to Sabrina about the whole thing, and he goes to tell her, I grew up with 8 siblings, and it's like that because either many people, when they grew up with a huge family, they either want a huge family just like they grew up with, because the love and how it was great having all these brothers and sisters. But then some who work in like a parental manner with a lot of siblings, they want opposite. They don't want anything to do with children, and they just don't want it because there's already a lot of pressure, and it took a lot maybe out of their youth because they had to take care of their younger siblings. So Sabrina, he said, I really want to have a relationship with him, and I like Rich so far. I like him better than Tony. That those two can really have something special. And she said, I may regret this, but I want to make it work. I want to see where this can go, because it could change his mind later on, but they haven't been together that long. So, if he still feels that way, she may make a decision, but she's going to give the relationship a shot. And he said, every day I'm going to work to make you feel that you don't regret making that decision, and kissed her hand. So, I think that was a really tender moment. And yeah, Rich, for some reason, I like him, even though they've been getting a little wild and having a little good time, but Sabrina deserves a good time. She's a really good woman, and she's sweet, and she's a great friend, and she has a good heart. So I really hope that it works out for them too, because she deserves that happiness. But that's a serious thing when it comes to children, especially at a certain age. Like, what are you going to do? And maybe she will ask for the sperm and say, you don't have to have any commitment to this child, but it's something that I want, and I trust and love you enough to, not to mind at least someone I know than a stranger. So Fatima runs to get some flats, because she said it's going to be an all-day thing with this mess with Gary. So when she comes, she thinking that's her flowers. And Gary. And Zach has the nerve to bring the flowers and then say, I got it for Karen for her grand opening. At this point, why didn't you just say it was for her? It's crazy. And then she said, well, I did it because I'm trying to soften the blow over the DNA thing. No, you was in the car, Zach, practicing. Oh, I'm going to get you this flower so I can get Fatima can get off my back. Like, why are you even thinking that to get Fatima off your back? You should want to know for yourself. Don't blame it on Fatima. And so that's what happens. And then, she going back and forth because he explained the situation with Linda. And she said, I agree with Linda, and so do I. Like, you shouldn't have been over there. Like, you can't give mixed signals. Zach, it's not like don't know how Karen feels about you, and it will make her feel a certain way. So you got to be careful with that. So, Fatima explaining that you don't know if that's your child, because he like, this is my baby mother. You don't know. Then this is the point of the conversation why you need that test, because we need to be sure. And so, and did you notice he was really, the look on his face when he heard that Gary, the feds are after him? Because even after Fatima left, you notice he picked up the phone to call Gary. And then he says, oh, I can never catch a break. Because, yeah, that's what happened. He was involved with him, too, with his money. So, Zach, you will be investigated, too. Now, Gary's pissed off at the office when he come back because Hayden ain't answer the phone. And then he like that B, Andi, and he was like, is she going to be a problem? He was like, no. The partner said, the partner asked that question, and he said, no, I'll handle Andi. So I don't know how he's planning to manipulate with her, but it's getting hot. So now she thinks she got it together as far as what she'll say to prove her innocence, and she really ain't got nothing to say. I ain't been with him in a while or whatever. She was like, no. Fatima said that ain't gonna work. So then Hayden had called and let them know that, Andy's name was mentioned by Leland 3 times. And it went so good for him, but ain't so good for Mr. Leland. So Fatima sees him and Andy's like, call him in here. So she calls him in the office. And he talking and she trying to bring up like, casual talk, like everything's great here, and she what she's done with the firm. And he said, I don't care about what you did for the firm. He really looking at your character. Mr. Leland, like, look, you had a bad character messing around with this shady man, and now you want to say just because of your work you cost this firm, before they leave that whole firm, your black behind will be up out of there. You hear me, Andy? Out of there. You not messing with this old money. These white people not playing with you. And this man went off. And he was like, I'm going to the board with this. Man, that man almost had a heart attack because he was so stressed about this, losing his money. He almost had a heart attack. And, well, almost looked like he did. And Andy, like, calling for some help and some backup because you done stressed this man out by the loss of his money. Girl, you don't play. Like Hayden said, you scare these white men like that. But, girl, did she kill a man? And if she did, that may go all in her favor because evidently Mr. Leland ain't tell the board about Andy and what he knows yet. So that may be the blessing in disguise that this man is out of there before he got a chance to blow her cover. Well, family, I can't wait till next week because it's about to be juicy. The plot thickens with Andy. Our girls, they're going through the drama of their lives. And hopefully, Karen will learn to ease up, or Fatima, and Zach will find out the truth and get that therapy, Danny. Okay, family, let me know what you think about this week's episode and about what's to come next week. Remember, stay authentically you and live the life you deserve. Peace until next week.